Welcome back to Moon Harbor Heroes. Today's issue is Cataclysm Crew, issue 30, The Hero's Journey. On the cover, Rascal King and Flyby spar in the C4 training room. Flyby is throwing a fist at Rascal King as he flings a robo-raccoon at her. In the background, Veronica carries large swaths of fabric in a variety of over-the-top colors, a pair of sewing shears sticking out of her mouth. We turn the page and our story begins.
This issue begins with a training montage of sorts with Rascal King and Flyby. Rascal King, can you frame us into this? Like, what does this training look like? Is this in C4 or is this in Vixen's house? What are your thoughts? Tell me where you'd be training, what training would look like.
I think we get a panel. It's like an outside shot of C4, and then like with a little, C4 Cataclysm Crew Central Command, and then our next shot, like I think is the showing the same hallway Al and I walk down that leads to the training room, and I think we get like a lot of, various onomatopoeia like hit, punch sound effects. And when we cut into the training room, can the first panel be me just flinging Squire full force at Lucy?
Totally.
Should I roll to directly engage?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's have that be a roll to directly engage. And you get a +1 because you're using Squire to help you.
That's a 6.
All right, so on a... go ahead and mark potential. And since this is PvP style, Lucy, you then get a critical opportunity. So how do you want to retaliate to him throwing Squire at you?
I think she's going to catch Squire with all the respect that Squire deserves, and then chuck Squire right back. We're playing Squire ball instead of Calvin ball.
We get a panel where Squire, sighs as you catch her, and she, kind of melts into your hands a little bit, because she's like, I don't love being thrown around. And then you immediately fling her back, and her eyes are like, wait, no! As you throw her back. Because Max rolled a fail, you can either take one from the list on the directly engage to, directly engage back, or you can roll and try to get higher.
Well, I have a -2 on danger, so we're not going to roll. Let's go with impress the opposition, because we've established that this isn't like the beginning of training. We've already been training for a while, so I've gotten some skill, and we've been going at this for a little bit, so I probably have been able to pick up a few things.
Excellent. Cool. So tell me what that looks like on the page.
It's probably one of those, where I fling Squire back, and it's probably... In the past, we've been running this sort of drill before where Max would throw something at me, whether it's a physical thing like Squire or a punch, and she hasn't been able to match it yet. It's just been a lot of Max just slightly having the upper hand, and this is probably the first time in training where she's been able to dish it as much as hard as she's been getting it thrown at her. And so there's probably one of those moments where Max catches Squire and is like, all right, I don't even know if it has to be vocalized, but one of those faces that's just kind of yes, you're learning.
Perfect. And with that, we're going to cut ahead a little bit in time to another bit of the montage. Lucy, you're initiating this attack here. What are you doing to attack Max in this training montage bit?
It's probably going to be some sort of jump attack, because her whole thing is fast reflexes and slightly above normal senses and abilities. So maybe there's levels in this space, and so she's been up on a certain level, with the high ground, and is jumping down to do some sort of jump attack.
Cool. Because you had some prep time, I'm going to give you a +1 to this, so you can go ahead and roll a directly engage +1.
That's an 8.
Solid. Cool. So pick one from the 7 to 9 list, or pick one from the list.
I want to surprise him. I want to say let's say this exercise was sort of almost like a hide and seek, where he had his eyes closed for 10 to 15 seconds, and I had to do, and then when he opened his eyes, I had to come at him with some sort of surprise attack. So let's say that because I rolled so good, I do surprise him.
Excellent. So Max, what does this look like when she surprises you and catches you?
Cool. I think we get a couple panels of both Max and Squire just in the middle of this room, peering out in all directions, and then Max turns one way, Squire turns another, and then Flyby is just right behind Max. I feel like you just tap the shoulder, or would you just go for a full-on punch?
I feel like this is more like a tackle.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm imagining if she catches him, she will be on him like a backpack.
Awesome. And I think we get both of us hit the ground. Squire kind of jumps back a bit,
Lucy has insisted on a crash mat.
Perfect. And I think Max looks up. He's like, damn, you are so freaking fast. God, you're a lot stronger and faster than I think I could ever be.
Thanks. It's literally all I can do.
Max, that sounds like you're comforting and supporting.
I'm going to say a bit more first, if that's cool.
Cool, go on.
Like, hell, when I first got into this, I could do far less than that. Honestly, I probably didn't really belong here until Vixen trained me. You're coming in kind of a step up.
I think then she kind of looks bashful at that self-deprecating comment, and there's a sincere thank you.
I fail to comfort or support.
We do still have team. If you want to spend a team to bump that up.
Can Squire come in and hug Lucy's leg during this to do the +1?
Sure.
Yes.
Cool. I'll put you to a 7 then.
Perfect. So that is a 7. So on a 7, they get to mark potential, clear condition, or shift labels if they open up to you.
I do think that she has her little, after that, she does look a little bit bashful at her self-deprecating comment. She has the genuine thank you. I'm gonna mark potential.
Perfect. I think we get one more brief scene of almost like a ribbon ceremony, like a end of training ribbon ceremony, and we see Squire coming over and handing you a clearly crudely made metal thing. It's a couple pieces of Astron space junk with a ribbon tied around it.
Incredible.
It's very clear that Squire made it herself, and she offers it to you.
100% taking that. I am in love with this moment.
And I think we see the moment of you, the three of you. Can I make a suggestion actually?
Sure.
I think Max sets a phone up with a self timer and takes a picture of the three of you for Instagram.
I feel like I agree with this cute moment, but I think that one of Lucy's things about the secret identity is she's made Max promise that whenever he posts a picture on Instagram, he has to put an emoji over her face for privacy's sake.
Perfect.
Phenomenal. So I think we see the picture getting posed for, and then there's a flash, a white panel, and then the next panel is the picture on Instagram, and your face is blurred out.
It's replaced with a raccoon face emoji.
Perfect. What is the caption on that picture?
I'm drawing a blank. Any ideas, anyone?
We don't have to do it. I just thought it would be a cool way to
It could just be you know how when people do Venmo, they just do a string of emojis that tell a story? You could just do emojis.
Love that. I think it's a raccoon emoji, a muscle emoji, a crown emoji, the lifting, the
kung fu emoji. Fighter and the little medal.
Yep.
Yes.
And then there's also a pumpkin and a sun and a couple other nonsense ones.
And sushi.
Mm-hmm. And we actually follow that screen. We follow that scene away to Amber looking at her phone, sitting inside the house where we were recently seeing the MMM, where her dad has just let her in. She's soaking wet because it was raining. So she's got a towel wrapped around her shoulder. She's sitting on the couch while we see no one else around. Amber, what are you doing?
So I'm just totally alone.
Yeah, there's a cup of tea in front of you, on the table. Your dad's probably been around, or one of the MMM members has been around to give you tea, but no one's around at the moment.
I think we get a few panels where she drinks the tea, kind of checks the time on her phone again, and then she's gonna head for, what was it, a closet that we went through to go downstairs like we did earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Way back when. Yeah, I'm heading down there.
Perfect. So you're heading downstairs. Amber, are you stomping downstairs? Are you sneaking downstairs? How are you moving down?
I think just casually, she's just walking down the stairs nobody's around, so she might as well go find somebody.
Cool. Excellent. As you get downstairs, you hear someone on the phone downstairs. You recognize the voice as Queen Bee's, and the readers will recognize the yellow outline of her text bubble as a Queen Bee text bubble. And she's like, what do you mean there was a... No, stop. And she's arguing on the phone with someone. And then finally she's like, listen here, you little shit. And then she turns and she sees you.
And just for the panel, I want to make it clear that she still has the towel around her, and her wet hair is just sticking out all over the place, and she absolutely has the mug of tea in her hands.
She looks at you and she's like, oh, to the phone. She's like, I have to go. And she quickly hangs up and puts the phone in her pocket. And then she looks at you and she's like, Amber, you're downstairs. Is everything okay?
I mean, nobody was upstairs, so I figured I'd come down and see if anyone was around.
Yeah, your dad had to run out really fast. And I guess I'm the only one here. I thought there were people upstairs with you. Okay. Hi. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
Kind of all over the place right now. How are you?
She glances down at like the phone that she just put away, and she's like, some of our associates are not cooperating, but other than that, I'm good. It's nice to see you. And then she like gestures for you to take a seat. There's a new table. If you remember that the last table we had down there got smashed because someone crashed a motorcycle through it. So there's a brand new table and a couple of new chairs, which are a little mismatched with the old chairs, but it still looks nice. So she offers you a seat at the table.
Yeah, she sits down and like makes a comment. I like the table.
She knocks on it, and you hear there's like an onomatopoeia of like an echo, and she's like, "Yeah, we got this one reinforced, so hopefully no teenagers break it again." And then she looks at you and she's like, "You look upset. Are you okay?"
Um, there's a lot happening. I'd been hoping my dad was here, but I guess he left. So,
Well, can I do anything to help?
do you guys have any contact with like the underground people, the ones that run the drug ring with Rainbow Howler?
She kind of cocks an eyebrow, and she's like, "Do you mean the Undernauts and Spartacus?"
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've worked together before. I have contact information, but we don't know much about it.
Okay, I figured if anybody that I knew was gonna have contact info, they'd be in this house. So,
Well, yeah, we've got phone numbers. We've got ways to communicate with them. Why are you're not?
no, I'm not doing drugs.
She smiles and she's like, "Oh, good. Rainbow Howler's pretty intense shit. So I'm glad."
No, they are smuggling drugs into somewhere, and I want to get inside that building. So I just want to know how they're getting it in.
She kind of smirks and she's like, "Oh, you mean into the Saber prison?"
Okay, yeah.
She looks at you and she's like, "You know that the Saber prison is very, very secure for a reason. There are lots of incredibly dangerous criminals in there."
I mean, if they're getting drugs in, I think I can fit.
She sighs and she's like, "We have a couple men on the inside who we'd like to get out as well. So maybe this could be a mutually beneficial experience for us. I do know elements of how they're slipping people in and out. I don't know all the details, but I know something."
And I know that there's probably like a 99% chance that Rascal King is gonna break Vixen out. So there's that on the table.
She laughs and she says, "I heard about him training with her. That's actually a pretty good pair. Two ridiculously chaotic energies working together. That feels right."
Yeah, he seems like he's having a good time with it.
Well, I'm glad. I'm always glad to have a few more being trained by, a people other than Saber.
There's a conflicted look on Amber's face when she says that.
She leans in real close and she's like, "Look, we all know that Saber's a bit behind the times. So it's okay to look for help extracurricularly, let's say."
I mean, to be fair, I don't think anybody on my team has really gone to Saber for help. Anytime we interact with them, they yell at us.
I mean, your boyfriend was trained by them.
She kind of like grimaces at that one and is like, I mean, yeah, but then they arrested him, so there's that.
She gets a big grin across her face and she's like, "Oh, so that's why you want to get into the prison."
Maybe, yeah. Yeah.
She smiles and she puts her hand on your knee. Your knee is not revealed, right? Like you're wearing like long pants?
Yeah, she's in her regular clothes, like jeans.
Cool. You can feel like a little tingle come to your knee, and we see like a slight like spreading of orange like glow on the page, not in the real world, but it's not like she's not trying to infect you with her pheromones. She just sometimes forgets that when she touches people, they get all tingly. It doesn't spread all the way through you. It's not like a full like body effect, But she's like, all right, I think we can help each other. And I think with that, we're going to cut away. And we're going to cut to a panel of Owl's phone with Instagram pulled up and that picture up on it. Before you have a second to really react to it, it's immediately replaced by a call coming through. And it's a call from Veronica.
Veronica? The love of my life?
That Veronica, yes.
The Veronica J. Jingleheimer?
That is not her last name.
That's her new last name.
All right, so Veronica is calling through.
Well, of course I'm going to answer a call from the love of my life.
She, as you pick up, before you've even said anything, she's like, look, I normally wouldn't call you, but I need your help with something.
Al, being the suave little bastard that he is going to be like, what do you need, my darling little flower?
And she's like, don't call me that. I need you to come over to my apartment right now.
Oh, should I bring anything?
You hear this, like, long moment of silence, and then she was like, your fashion sense. And then she hangs up.
Hey! Alright, so Al is going to, in true Al fashion, can I teleport and steal some flowers and some chocolates from somewhere?
Absolutely. I'm not even going to make you roll for that. I'm going to make you, like, you can just do it. Tell me what that looks like on stage.
So Al's going to just, after she hangs up, just lock the phone, throw it in his pocket, and then just, where's the nearest Jay's jewelry?
So you're floating above the city right now, because you're still in C4. The floating spaceship.
Oh, then I don't even have to do the other idea that I was going to do. Can I see a flower shop anywhere?
Yep, absolutely. Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to teleport I'm going to open a portal in front of me on the roof of a flower shop.
Perfect. You do it. You're there.
All right. So, and then the next panel is me just hopping off into an alley and then walking into the front and then walking into the store and being like, hi, I need to buy some chocolates and some roses for the love of my life.
The woman who owns the florist shop gives you a look and she's like, yeah, roses and chocolates. Absolutely. Do you have money?
Yeah, I think so.
She sighs and she's like, I get it, young love. Okay, here. And she pulls out like a thing of chocolates and a bouquet of roses. And she's like, this one's on the house. Next time, make sure you bring enough money to buy things.
Can I put in a note so that we don't forget that by the end of this episode, I want to drop off like 14 golden rings to this lady's flower shop?
Absolutely. You can put a pin in it.
Cool. That's how I'm going to pay her back with a bunch of stolen jewelry. And then I'm going to just walk out of the store with things in tow. And how far am I from Veronica's?
We can say you're close. That's fine.
I think Al's just going to sprint. He's not even going to teleport. He's just going to full sprint.
Cool. You get to Lucy and Veronica's apartment. You know which one it is. You've been inside before.
I'm just going to teleport into the room then.
Cool. You come crashing into the room, and she turns, and you've never seen Veronica look this, like, fallen apart, this disheveled. She's wearing, like, sweatpants and, like, a baggy hoodie, like, unzipped over a, like, t-shirt. Her hair is a mess. She's got, like, 4 pins in her mouth. Like, pins and needles.
Yeah.
And she, like, turns to you, and she's, like, she starts to speak, and the pins just go falling to the ground. And then she bends down and picks them up, and she's like, look, I don't know what superheroes wear, but would Lucy wear something like this? And then she steps aside, and you see a bright pink costume with, like, a very, very large tutu, a cape sewn on it, and butterfly wings sewn on top of the cape, and a giant, like, sequined, like, fly eyes that are very inconveniently placed right on her bust.
Oh, man. So, out of character, I know Lucy would hate this, absolutely hate this, but I really want Lucy to wear it.
I mean, that sounds like Al, definitely.
Oh, I'm gonna look at Veronica and say, is there another option? And I'm gonna look a little bit stern at first, and I'm just gonna be like, is there something else, maybe?
She sighs, and she's like, I mean, I have something that's a little bit more simple, but, like, I want her to be, like look like the other cool superheroes. I want her to feel cool.
All right, let me see the other option, but I'm pretty sure that Lucy is going to love this.
She sighs, and she, like, opens up a closet and pulls out, like, a second, mannequin body. And it's got like a Kevlar suit, like Kevlar like bodysuit look to it. Lucy, would you say black and blue is a good color combination? Like, what's your aesthetic that you would actually like select?
Her previous thing was purple and black, so if you want to roll with that.
Cool. It's like a primarily like black bodysuit with like purple accents on it. Very, very sleek, very slimming. It does still have like on the back, like an embroidered like wing pattern on it, like fly wings, not like angel wings. And on the hips, it's got the same like embroidered like or sequined like fly eye look.
All right, so I'm gonna look at Veronica, hand her the flowers and chocolates, obviously, and be like, these are for you, by the way, my precious, the light of my life, the beautiful nebula that is my love.
Hey, Lucy, remind me what Veronica's boyfriend's name is?
Was it Justin?
It was Justin now, I've decided.
Because Justin's the only name I have written down.
Cool, it's Justin. I've decided. Justin's good. And Justin comes out of the bedroom, like, shirtless and just a pair of sweatpants, and he's like, how's it going out here, babe? And then he stops and he's like, oh, hey, kid, what's up?
Al's gonna just open a portal underneath Justin and then have the other end of the portal open. So, like, you know how when you look out a window, even if you're pretty high up, you can see the ground somewhere, but it might not be close by?
Mm-hmm.
That's where the other end of the portal is going to be, and Al's just going to dump Justin out there.
Go ahead and roll to unleash your powers for that.
Ooh, I got a 7. Is that good?
So you can either mark a condition, or I'll tell you how it's unstable or temporary.
Well, I'm fine with unstable or temporary, because that means that as soon as the portal opens, and it'll just close immediately.
Perfect. So what happens is you cut the portal open, but you kind of misjudge where it is, and one of his legs falls through, and he had to, like, tumbles and, like, knocks a chair over, and everything just goes, like, spilling and falling down. And, like, the portal does not snap shut on his leg. His leg does not get severed. But he, like, pulls himself up, and he's like, okay, little bro, that's fine. And Veronica's like, Al, you can't do that.
Al's gonna teleport both of the mannequins outside, and then jump through the portals after them, and then just leave the flower and chocolates.
Phenomenal. I think as we see Al land in the street, and then immediately your phone starts ringing.
I'm gonna answer it and say, who's calling is actually
It's
a better
Veronica.
question. Fuck! I'm gonna send it to voicemail and then shoot a text and say, hey, can't talk, busy.
She keeps calling back. It's like call after call after call.
Oh, shit. Okay, I've got the strategy. I'm gonna pull up a video on my phone called, like, explosion sounds.
Okay.
And then play that, and then answer the phone and be like, hey, I'm in a fight, what's up? I can't talk, really.
She's like, I made those costumes for Lucy. You were not giving them to her without me being there.
We can't discuss this right now. I gotta go, and then I'm gonna hang up, and then shut my phone off, and then go back to C4.
Perfect. We're gonna cut over to Lucy. Lucy, you have just finished up training. You're probably, like, sweaty and gross. And you get a call on your phone.
Who is it? I wonder.
Is there any chance Max and Lucy can talk briefly before that?
Yeah, go ahead. You can start the scene with you guys chatting.
So, like, we're finishing up training. It's like, so, how you feeling? You're getting a lot better. You feeling more confident now?
Thanks. Yeah, I think I am. Time will tell. I guess there's only so much we can do here in a simulation. We'll see what happens when we, like, get out there.
By out there, do you mean the jail?
One more pass at the plan. One more revision of the plan, and then probably.
His smile.
And with that, you get the phone call from Veronica.
She picks it up.
Immediately, again, before you've even said hello, Veronica's like, if Al gets there, I need you to close your eyes and not open them again until I'm there.
Actually, I'm gonna retcon and say that I open it and I put it on speaker, so Max hears that as well.
Perfect.
Okay. Can I ask why?
No, you cannot ask why. Just close your eyes. Do not look at Al. In fact, never look at Al again. He's the worst.
Honestly, gladly.
And she's like, okay, good. Where are you? I need to get there.
Does she know about this?
Where did we put the C4 portal? We haven't decided that yet.
I think it's still in Vixen's house.
Also, what's our policy on civilians?
I don't know. What's your policy on civilians?
I personally am pretty loose on it. I mean, I was suggesting we put the portal in your closet, so I'm not
Yeah,
super worried about security.
Yeah, let's say that Lucy finally caved. They put a portal in the apartment. And Lucy tells Veronica where she is.
Veronica is like, there's a portal in our broom closet.
Just trust me.
Veronica's like, okay, can I bring Justin?
Sure, why the fuck not? I haven't seen him since I've cursed him out, and hopefully he's forgiven me for that. Because that happened.
She's like, okay. And then she like opens the door. She's like, holy shit. And then you hear a crash come from like the main part of the C4.
She's gonna call down the hallway, over here!
Veronica comes in, and then Justin following behind her in just a pair of sweatpants, shirtless. And Justin's like, sweet place.
I'd like Max in the background of this to be like running drills with Squire, where I'm basically just throwing her into high places, and then she's running back down to me.
Can there be a basketball hoop so we can dunk Squire?
Yes.
I think it's like a medical equipment thing, because it's like an Astron spaceship. So it's like, I think we have like some medical thing with a hoop on it, but it also happens to be the perfect shape for a basketball hoop.
If we want this to be real gross, we can say it's a modified bedpan.
No, I think it's like you like, it looks like you like hang like equipment from it. It's like a like circle that's horizontal, but it works for a basketball hoop. And I think at that moment Al portals into C4, so we have everyone standing together in this training room.
I think it would be very funny, and please stop me if you don't want this to happen, if Veronica like runs over to slap her hands over Lucy's eyes.
I think that's great.
I think Al, upon seeing Justin and Veronica and everybody else, because just so you're aware, I ditched the mannequins, but I put the clothes in my backpack.
Great.
Upon seeing that Veronica's there, I'm gonna sprint into another room and then portal Max with me.
Phenomenal.
And then when Max is in the room with me, be like, hey, how did Veronica get here? And why is douche flute Justin here?
We moved one of the portals to Lucy's house.
What? You gave Veronica access to the C4?
She seems cool.
I swear to God, Max. We don't even know what this thing does yet.
Okay, what is going on? What's up with you and Veronica?
Veronica made 2 costumes for Lucy, and one of them is really, really cool, and I think she'd really, really like it, and the other one kind of sucks. It is nothing like Lucy. But I really want to give the bad one to Lucy and pretend like it's the costume she has to wear.
Max sighs. He's like, Al, we're about to do something super dangerous. Can we try to be friends for once?
We are friends.
All right, just make sure you give her the good one after.
Oh, of course. I think she'll really like the good one. I really do. I think she'll love it. But I really want to see the look on her face. And then I'm going to like open the bag and show the pink tutu.
Like Max just grins like, okay, I get it now. Let's do this.
Okay, just get rid of Veronica. I don't know how, but I don't know how. Just do it.
I'll try to distract her, but she seems pretty invested.
Worst case, I'll just portal her outside of C4.
No, don't do that. You gotta stop teleporting civilians, Al. It's gonna get you in trouble.
You put a portal in a civilian's house. I feel like we're on the same level.
It's Flyby's house. She's not a civilian.
No, but she lives with Veronica.
At this moment, Justin comes out through the door, like, because you guys are just like around the corner, and he like sticks his head around the corner. And he's like, Veronica wants to know if you have the costumes. Also, yo, raccoon dude, sweet setup here.
I hate Justin so much. Max, it's your ship. Say something.
Yeah, just don't touch anything dangerous looking. We haven't figured out most of it yet.
He's like, no, that's cool. Do you guys have like weights I can lift or something?
There's all kinds of stuff in the training room.
All right, and he like disappears around the corner.
I want to punch Justin right in his stupid face.
Cool. Who wants to? Are you guys returning to the training room where everyone else is to give Lucy the costume?
Only if Veronica's distracted.
I don't think Veronica's going to get distracted. Just start with Veronica's going to be 100% behind the first one anyway.
True. Just promise me, do me a favor, Max. Stand close to Veronica, and if she mentions the second suit, cover her mouth. Have Squire stick her cute little paws in her mouth. Do something.
I'll see what I can do, Al.
Yes, thank you. And then I'm gonna like give him like a quick bro hug and then walk around the corner.
Cool. Al, you're in charge of the scene. You can tell me how it starts.
So it starts with Al coming out from around the corner with the backpack, and he's like, "So, Lucy, Veronica and I made you this amazing costume that we think you'll really like."
Lucy narrows her eyes suspiciously at Al with distrust.
Veronica immediately was like, wait, no, he did not do anything. He just looked at them.
And anyway, I think you'll really like it. I think it perfectly suits you and everything about you. And then I'm going to pull out the pink tutu.
She's gobsmacked, but not in a good way.
Can you try it on for us, please? Veronica and I really would be appreciative.
You turn to Veronica and her eyes are like anime starry eyes. Like, she's so into this idea. She's like, yes, try it on. Please try it on. And Justin, who's lifting like ridiculous amounts of weights over in the corner, is like, yeah, try it on.
Max is gonna like lean forward and look at it like it looks really flexible. It's gonna be good for sparring.
I think it'd be very fun if all of those, if we have sort of almost like a full page panel of that, where it's just Lucy in the middle, just looking annoyed, with all of these people and speech bubbles around her, and on the following page is her in the exact same position, but wearing the costume like full smash cut.
Phenomenal. That's exactly what I was hoping you were gonna say.
My phone is immediately out to take a picture.
I think even Al is taking pictures.
She's slipping them off and also saying, emoji rule.
Got it.
Kind of secretly and quietly, could I open a really small portal and pull the pin out of one side of Justin's weights?
Roll to unleash your powers.
Yes, I love you.
Actually, that's going to be a directly engaged because you're trying to take something from him. So roll plus danger.
Oh, a danger, you say? Oh, wait, that's a 0-2. Never mind. Son of a bitch.
Perfect. You cut a small panel and like go to reach through, and without even missing a beat, he grabs your hand and he's like, not cool, little bruh. And then he starts lifting that same weight with one hand as he like pushes your hand back through the portal. Veronica looks at Lucy and is like, sees her face and is like, okay, you don't like it. There's a second one. We have another one. I'll show her the other one.
Oh no, I failed to distract her. Sorry, Al, I really tried.
Al is gonna shoot a murderous glare at Max, and then pull out the second one and be like, yeah, this one's all right, I guess. It's kind of cool.
And Veronica's like, do you want to try that one on?
I think Lucy holds up the second costume, looks at it, and like legitimately almost starts crying because she's very happy.
Awesome. The next page we cut over and we see you in costume. Do you want to describe like in full what the costume looks like? Like any highlighted things in it?
I think the embroidered wings on the back I am very much into. I think it'd be great if they're like, I think we already established they're like metallic, which is very cool. I think there's probably some sort of like cool belt with a bunch of pockets to hold stuff because we're always picking stuff up. We just need things to hold. And the mask, because her old mask was just a pair of like polarized wraparound dad glasses. And I think it'd be really interesting if we keep that same theme, but it's like a proper mask, but it still has that like rainbow shifting effect on it.
I love that. Cool. We get a nice full page of like you in costume.
Moon Harbor Heroes is produced by Anthony Sheets and TP Huth, and edited by Anthony Sheets. Anthony can be found on Twitter at Icy New Year or at icynewyear.com. T is the host of Incubator on Air, a new play podcast available on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google Play. She can be found at T Huth Playwright on Twitter or TPHuth94 on Instagram. Cataclysm Crew is GM'd by TP Huth. Flyby is played by Jane Barry. You can find her at Jane-Tarzan on Twitter. Rascal King is played by me, Anthony Sheets. Machina is played by Elliot Peterson. She can be found at Elliot Yulin on Instagram. Blue Samurai is played by William Hendry. You can find him on Twitter at RockoutWill321 or on Steam as Cypress_Grunham. Our logo was designed by Beautiful Beasties. She can be found on Instagram at beastly.doodles or at patreon.com/beautifulbeasties. The music in this issue is Mistake the Getaway by Kevin MacLeod. A link to his website and the license will be in the show notes. If you want to get a hold of us, email us at moonharborheroes@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at moonharborcast. If you enjoyed this issue, please leave us a review on iTunes and tell a friend. Word of mouth and 5-star reviews are really the best way for us to keep bringing these stories to more people. If you'd like to support us financially, check us out on patreon.com/moonharborheroes. Supporting us there will give you access to bonus episodes each month. And thanks for helping us save the world. We'll see you next issue.